Hello, good morning. Today we would like to discuss new area of our syllabi, that is market for derivatives. We know derivatives is a new instrument. It's one which is derived from an existing product. Derivative is a product which is derived from an existing product. Market for the derivative particularly deals with the meaning and definition of derivatives, different types of derivatives, features of derivatives, and components of different kinds of derivatives, etc. And this area is also discuss similarities and dissimilarities of different kinds of derivatives, etc. See, derivative is a financial security or an instrument with a value that is reliant upon or derived from an underlying asset or a group of assets, a benchmark. The derivative itself is a contract, is an instrument, is a product. It is itself is a contract between two or more parties, and the derivatives derives its price from fluctuations in the underlying assets. From the last sentence, it is very clear it's a contract or it is an instrument, and the price of its instrument which is derived from the fluctuations in the underlying asset. So it is very easy to understand that it's an asset which is derived from an existing product. Mathematically, it can be defined, it is a variable derived from an existing variable. Financially, it can be defined, it's a product whose value is derived from the value of an existing product. Therefore, for a derivative to exist, there should be an underlying asset, there should be an underlying product, and there should be a market for the underlying asset. Otherwise, we can say that a derivative is a financial product which has been derived from another financial product or commodity, that is called a derivative asset. For example, take a wheat. A wheat farmer may enter into an agreement to sell his harvest at a future date to eliminate the risk of a change in the price by that date. It's a very common transaction. A wheat farmer or a farmer may enter into an agreement or a contract to sell his harvest at a future date to eliminate the risk of the change in the price. Such transactions would take place through a forward or a future. This is the market that is called derivative market. Getting? Here we can see future market or forward market. So that's it, kinds of derivative instruments. So the price on these markets are guided or it is derived by the spot market price of wheat, which is the underlying asset. Getting? A common example we are using these derivative products are curd, that is derived from the milk, and the price of the curd is determined by the price of the milk only because of the price of milk is an underlying asset. Milk is an underlying asset. So the price of the milk is the price of the curd is determined by the price of the milk. Clear? Derivative have become very common due to the gradual new economic policy or liberalization, privatization or globalization of the business and securities market all over the world, not in India in recent years. Okay. So we can see from the discussion, it is very clear what are the functions of these derivative instrument. We know every business involved risk. For a certain risk, we have insurance. For what we are using, for what we are insuring, insurance is for management of risk. Or some have some collateral securities, etc. But there are certain risks rising out of change in the price or change in the value of an asset or a liability or cash flow due to change in the market condition. In some situations, to provide against such risk, there are no insurance. Getting? So what we have to do? There are certain financial devices or there are certain financial products available in the market which help take care of such business risk. So we can say derivative instrument helps for management of the risk. With the help of this derivative instrument, reducing the impact of such risk. These devices are nothing but the financial derivatives which precisely do the job of protecting one from the adverse effect of these fluctuations or the variables in the price of the product in the market. Clear? So let us see. There are different functions. First one, that is risk management, that we are precisely explained. Then another one, that is price discovery and transactional efficiency. These two things there is no need of explain, only because of price discovery is a extension of risk management. We can determine the price of an underlying we can determine the price of an asset based on the price of underlying assets. So the promotional activities or the movement of this derivative instrument in the market that helps to maintain the price of the underlying assets. Clear? Then also it helps for transactional efficiency of the product. So these are all the important functions of this derivative instrument or derivative market. Okay. Then we can see who are the players in the derivative market. We are already discussed in our previous classes the players in the primary market, players in the secondary market, players in the capital market, etc. etc. Here we are discussing players in the derivative market. In our controlled market or closed market, everything is regulated and players are not exposed to any kind of price risk. For example, the quantity or the price or the market timing, etc., are fixed by the regulator. Regulator may be SEBI or RBI or somewhere else, or maybe. And the market players do not have any what we say, that any role in this. But here, as there is no uncertainty, there is no risk. But where all operations are subject to an economic forces, the regulator specifies only the broad guidelines and prices move according to the ability of the market players to assume risk and availability of goods and market environment. Therefore, players are exposed to risk of adverse movement of prices. See, there are three important players in the derivative market. There are three important players in the derivative market. First one, that is hedgers, and another one, that is speculators, and another last one, that is arbitrageurs. These three players are important as far as the derivative market is concerned, only because of, we can see, hedgers are maybe marginal players or traders. Who are the marginal players? Who take an exposure and therefore want protection. They are the who take an exposure and therefore want protection. These are called hedgers. And another one, that is traders. Traders means who trade in the product and who trade in the product and are therefore exposed to risk and want protection. Hedges seeks to protect themselves against the price changes in the commodity in which they have an interest. Hedges means there are two kinds of hedges: marginal players and traders. Marginal players are those who take an exposure and therefore want protection. Traders who trade in the product and are therefore exposed to risk and want protection. Hedges means those players who seeks to protect themselves, against the price changes in the commodity. There is a trading. They protect the interest. They protect themselves against the price fluctuations in the commodity market, in which they have an interest. In which the product. Clear. Then another player, that is a speculator. Speculator, we know, speculator in any market, prices moves up and down depending upon the conditions of the market. Conditions means demand and supply. But it is also move based on the ability of the players to predict the movement and their risk. These players, this means speculators, players, are prepared to assume the risk in return for quick and large profit. These speculators are the major players in the market, without whom the market probably would never exist, only because of they are prepared to assume the risk in the return for quick and large profit. Normally prices are fluctuating. Prices are move up and down based on depending upon the market fluctuations or the demand and supply. But in this case, speculators means these players have an ability to predict the movement of this price and the risk. Clear? So that's all about a speculator. And then the last one, that is arbitrages. Arbitrages means look for the opportunities. They are optimistic. They are looking for opportunities for making money out of price mismatches in two different markets. Clear? It's very, very clear. They are looking for opportunities for making money out of the price mismatches in two different markets. They are specialized in making purchase and sales in different markets. See, in different markets at the same time, and profit by difference in the price between two centers. So these are all the important players in the derivative market. There are different types of derivatives we have. There are three important types. We are already discussed. A derivative is an agreement to buy or sell a fixed amount of currency or a commodity or a security or a financial instruments. We are already discussed all these things on a fixed future date. It's very clear from the discussion which are already done in an example of wheat farmer. Clear? At a future date, at a predetermined price, in order to avoid the risk related to the price fluctuations. So that is called a derivative agreement. Derivative is an agreement to buy or sell or fix an amount of currency or a commodity. Only because of currency derivatives is there, commodity derivatives is there, financial derivatives is there, and number of derivatives we have. Clear? So it may be currency derivative or a commodity derivative or a security derivative or a financial instrument on a fixed future date at a predetermined price. That's called a derivative. Whereas derivative products are based on the above common feature, but each product has its own distinctive additional features. It may be a commodity market, it may be a currency market, it may be a security market, it may be a financial market, whatever may be. Commonly used derivative can be categorized into these three. Which are these three? First one, commonly we can categorize into first one, that is options, second one forwards or futures, and the third one, that is swaps. See, first one, that is options. Option means is a contract. Derivative is a contract. Options is also a contract. conveying, see, conveying the right but not the obligation. It's a right. Option is a right. It's not an obligation. It's a right to buy or to sell specified financial instrument at a fixed price before or at a certain future date. Clear? That's all. That's all about option. Option is a contract. It's an agreement conveying the right. It's not an obligation to buy or to sell specified financial instrument at a fixed price before or at a certain future date. There are two parties in options, which the buyer receives a right for the right for which he pays a fee called premium, and the seller undertaken obligations. It's a part. Buyer of the options pay the premium to the options writer, that is seller, to compensate him for the renouncing what we say that is right and incurring his obligation. There are two parties, buyer and seller. Clear? The premium is the price fixed and negotiated when the option is bought or sold. That's called premium. The buyer has very discretion to exercise his option in future. Seller also. Options are used when either the amount or timing of exposure is it's not with certainty. A person who buys the option is said to be long in the option, and the other who sell is said to be short. Clear? So option clearly or specifically we can say that option is a contract. It's an agreement conveying the right but not an obligation to buy or sell specified financial security at a fixed price before or at a certain future date. That's called options. We know American style of options we have, European style of options we have, capped options we have. There are different styles of options. Options only the buyer or the owner has the right to exercise the option. The buyer has the limit. There are different features of the option derivative. You please go through the features of these options and features of the forwards or features of the what we say that swaps, etc. So there are three types of options we have. That is American style option, European style option, and what we say that capped options. See, American style of option can be exercised by the holder of the option any time between the purchase date and expiration date. That's called American style of option. European style of option can be exercised only on the expiration date by the holder of the option. So see the difference. In American option, it can be exercised by the holder of the option any time between the purchase date and expiration date. At any time we can, in between the purchasing date and expiration date. But in European style, it can be exercised only on the expiration date by the holder of the option. Capped option means it's have a predetermined cap price, which is below the strike price for a put option and above the strike price for the call option. That is a cap. That is called a capped option. This option is exercised by the holder of the option whenever underlying asset clauses are or above or at below the cap price. That's called cap option. There are three kind of options, style of options. Okay, that's all about option. See, there are different components of options. Let us detail in our next videos. We can explain what are the different components of option and different types of options, etc., etc. See, in brief, what is meant by forward and futures. One of the most important function of financial market is to manage risk. Here, future is a contract just like an option between the seller and buyer that calls for the seller. That's called short. To deliver the buyer. That's called long. There are two terms we have, short and long. At a specified quantity, grade of an identified commodity at a fixed time in the future and at a fixed agree to when the contract is first entered into. That is called future. Futures are a forwards. Forward is a contract. There are slight difference between this future and forward. Forward is a contract for delivering goods. It is also known as a specific delivery contract. There are different kinds of forward contracts. We have a transferable specific delivery contract, non-transferable, etc., etc. All these things which can be discussed in detail in our next videos. So for the forward or future means a contract is an agreement between seller and buyer that call for the seller to deliver to the buyer in a specified quantity, grade of an identified commodity at a fixed time in the future at a price. That's called forward or futures. And the last one, that is swaps. It's an exchange. Swaps, simply we can say that is an exchange. Exchange of what? Exchange of cash flow or a set of financial obligation between two parties over a time. That's called swaps. In simple, there are three kinds of swaps. We have interest swaps, is there currency swaps, is there combinations of these interest swaps and currency swaps. All these things discussed in detail in our next videos. See, simply swaps means an exchange of cash flows or a set of financial obligations between two parties over a time. It involves an agreement between two parties for a specified period of time. The party can cancel the agreement before the end of the term by paying final difference to the other party. That's called a swaps. So let us we have three kind of derivatives, options, forwards and futures. By these words, let us conclude here today video. So thank you to all.